Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with some news about Big Ramy. Dan Solomon recently announced that Big Ramy will not be competing in the 2024 Mr. Olympia. And I know, very, very shocking news. So Dan Solomon was asked, what have you heard about two-time Mr. Olympia Mamdouh Big Ramy Elsbaye's participation in the 2024 Olympia? Dan Solomon responded, Big Ramy will not compete this year. And I'm pretty sure no one is shocked by this news. Ramy has posted pretty much zero updates this entire year, but I'm going to take it a step further than Big Ramy being out of the Mr. Olympia. I think this is pretty much an unofficial announcement that Big Ramy is retiring. Personally, I think it is very, very unlikely that we ever see Big Ramy on another bodybuilding stage. And it's always bittersweet seeing guys that competed for such a long time retire, but Ramy won 2 Mr. Olympia titles. He solidified as the 16th Mr. Olympia and one of the best bodybuilders of all time. Now, it's possible that Ramy isn't retiring and he's going to do next year's Arnold Classic, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys would agree it's unlikely that we see him on stage again. And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from Rubiel Mosquera, who should be about 10 weeks out from the Prague Pro. And Rubiel, this guy definitely has to stop saying he's going to compete in shows and does not compete in shows. That honestly hurts the promoters, it hurts the fans that were looking forward to seeing him, and it also hurts us who wanted to talk about this guy and see him on stage. But hopefully we get to see him at the Prague Pro. Rubiel has canceled numerous shows this year for whatever reason. Just figure out what you're going to do before you commit to doing a show. But of course, this guy has so much potential. I had him coming in and winning the Dubai Pro like a cakewalk, and he ended up finishing in 4th place. I hyped up Rubiel for weeks and weeks and weeks. This guy still has all the potential. I still stand behind everything that I said, but Rubiel has to bring the conditioning. From seeing him in the gym with Chris Cormier, he seems to be very focused, but based off what I'm seeing on stage, I just question his focus. Is he really serious about bodybuilding? Is this really what he wants to do? And I could definitely be wrong about this. Rubiel could not miss a workout, not miss a meal, and be the perfect bodybuilder. Maybe nerves are just hurting him, but something is just giving me the feeling he's not giving 100%. What do you guys think? Now, next up, we have a recent physique update from Andrea Presti at only 1 day out from the Europa Pro. Presti is coming off a 2nd place finish at the Italy Pro to Hunter Labrada. And on paper, Presti should get the win, but we also have guys like Patrick Moore, William Martins, Mohamed Al Nassour, so it's definitely not going to be an easy one for Presti. And I remember he got sick last year and lost about 15 or 20 pounds. I'm not 100% sure if he's gained all that back yet. It looked like he had at the Italy Pro. But Presti should be the favorite to win. And let's switch over to a recent update of Patrick Moore. I said that Presti is the favorite to win, but that is mostly because of placings. If we're talking about genetics, we're talking about structure, we're just talking about the physique, we could definitely say that Patrick Moore is the favorite to win this weekend's Europa Pro, but Patrick seems to have a hard time putting it all together. And the video that you guys are looking at currently was taken by Patrick Moore about a week ago. And in this video, his condition does look solid. Now, overall, Patrick still needs to work on the back. And if he's next to a guy like Presti, Presti has an incredible back. Could definitely still work on the legs though. With Patrick, there's no telling what version of him is going to show up. I feel like this guy can literally place 1st, or he can place 2nd, or 3rd, or maybe even 4th. But let me know in the comment section below what are expectations for Patrick. Now, next up, I also wanted to talk about Ali Edward, who will be competing in the Europa Pro. And I believe he was top 5 at the Dubai Pro. And as you guys can see, this is definitely a guy that should not be overlooked. I don't think I've talked about Ali on the channel yet, but I've definitely been watching this guy's physique for at least the past year. And he looks absolutely ridiculous. And let's switch over to Classic Physique. We have a recent physique update from our current reigning Classic Physique Olympia champion, Chris Bumstead. I never really talked about Chris's big announcement, which was him being co-partner of Gymshark. I didn't think it really mattered too much, but huge congratulations goes out to Chris. Early prediction, guys, very early. I think Chris Bumstead is going to come into this year's Olympia, and I think he's going to win again. I think Chris Bumstead is going to win another title. But at this point, I think the only question surrounding Chris is, when is he going to retire? Now, switching over to Ramon Dino. I think we talked about this same update the other day, but this is a full video of it. Now I really want to highlight, because I don't think people realize, Ramon Dino has made significant improvements to his back. This guy's back looked nothing like this earlier this year at the Arnold Classic. He has definitely been working, and we're not going to see the same version of Ramon that we saw at Ohio. Now, even though Ramon has made a lot of improvements, that's not necessarily saying he's going to win or even place second again, because Wesley Vissers is extremely motivated this year, and he probably believes he can win the title. But Ramon seriously improved. Now, the next guy that we're going to talk about is Mike Sommerfeld, Classic Physique, a guy that is not talked about very often, but as you guys can see, extremely good. Now, I don't want to downplay Urs Kalasinski at all, but the entire time I was watching this video, upper body only, I was like, I'm not sure if Urs is going to be able to compete with this year. And Mike has some great legs as well. He isn't a slouch in the leg department. He always brings great conditioning. He just poses some shots a little bit weird. But I think this is definitely a guy to watch for this year. I think over the offseason, Mike thought about going up to open. He added a bunch of size, but it looks like he's going to be back in the Classic Physique division once again this year. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about Mike Sommerfeld? Because I was very impressed with his recent update. Now, next up, also Classic Physique, we have a recent physique update from Michael DaBoul, and it's very possible that Sommerfeld and DaBoul could be right next to each other at this year's Classic Physique Olympia. We haven't really seen many updates from Michael. If you guys don't remember, he got into a situation. He ended up getting beat up by security at a show. It was a big deal. He didn't compete as much this year as he usually does, and also didn't post as many updates, but it looks like he's doing great and poised to take another top 10 placing at this year's O. Now let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this legendary bodybuilder? And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We should be able to get to 10,000 subs before the year is out, but let's try to get there by the O, maybe right after the O. I'm Chris from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.